So did Nintendo come around and redeem E3 2021? And the big question is, did they win E3 2021? Welcome back, friends, to another video here on the channel. Today I want to do a little bit of kind of a discussion format and talk about E3 or Nintendo, the Nintendo Direct presentation for E3 2021. And we'll just kind of dive into a little bit, give my kind of overall thoughts and whatnot, and just kind of discuss the presentation as a whole. Now, I'm probably going to be discussing all of the other presentations kind of like in one video over on my other channel, youtube.com/JSkeleton. This channel specifically for Nintendo-based content, so we're going to focus more on the Nintendo Direct. But the big question is, I think, who won between Nintendo and Xbox? Because I think those are the two main competitors in this E3 this year. You know, Xbox had a great presentation, Nintendo had a great presentation. The other ones, you know, they were mixed, right? I think the big competitors in this year is Xbox and Nintendo. Now, I'm really excited about a lot of the Xbox games coming out, right? As big of a Nintendo fan as I am, I'm just a gaming fan in general. If you guys have been around a while, you know who I am. You know that I just love games in general. Yes, I have a special place in my heart for Nintendo, but I get super pumped about things like Halo Infinite. I'm super pumped about that game, or Forza Horizon 5. I was super pumped about that. It's probably like the nicest looking game we've ever seen ever, most realistic game. And Xbox had a great presentation overall. There was a lot of great games in there. They had a great flow. Just a great overall presentation. So, but the thing about Xbox is a lot of their games are not coming until 2022. Now, there are some games coming in 2021, of course. There's a lot of good stuff. You know, they announced a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of crossover with Sea of Thieves as well. So there's a lot of great stuff in the Xbox showcase. I don't want to diminish that. But at the same time, Nintendo's showcase, while it may not have been everything that we expected or hoped for, everything announced, first of all, is pretty much coming in 2021, except the Breath of the Wild sequel, which, you know, obviously they wanted to showcase a little bit more. They wanted to give another little trailer, which I was expecting. That is one thing I definitely did expect, because I thought it would have been weird that they wouldn't have at least mentioned it. Maybe not a trailer, but at least a mention or just some regard, you know, oh, development's going good or whatever, you know. Which they did. They not only did, but they released a trailer, which the trailer is trending on #1 on YouTube at the time of recording this. Currently at like 3 or 4 million views. I don't even know what it's at anymore, but it's doing really well because a lot of people are super hyped for it. Yeah, 3.1 million at the time of recording this is what it's sitting at. So a lot of people are really hyped for this game, as they should be, as I am, man. I'm super pumped. I'm a huge Zelda fan. It's my favorite video game franchise of all time, and it's Breath of the Wild sequel looks insane. I did a whole breakdown of that trailer, by the way, which, yes, you know, there's a lot to talk about, and it's like a 30-minute breakdown because there's a lot to it, a lot of stuff that maybe some people, you know, weren't thinking of, and even then, afterwards, I was thinking of more stuff that, you know, I could have maybe talked about, but there's basically the whole thing is, you know, there's just a lot going on. You gotta watch that video. I don't want to waste time in this video going over what I've already, you know, have in that video, but it's crazy. So that was a huge highlight, of course. But overall, you know, like I said, a great presentation, a great flow of things for Nintendo as well. And a lot of these games were some nice surprises too, right? For example, you know, some of these games I personally am not super familiar with, like Shin Megami Tensei 5. A lot of people were hyped about. I'm not super familiar with the franchise, never really played it, or Persona, but I can see the appeal. I enjoyed watching the trailer and the reveal and whatnot, and I enjoyed seeing other people in the chat get hyped and stuff, because we were live streaming it. Maybe you were there, maybe not, I don't know. Which, by the way, I also chopped up some of my kind of main reactions into videos. If you guys missed that, you can check that out as well if you want to. But the point is, even for the games that maybe you weren't familiar with, maybe you're like me, you weren't familiar with certain games like Shin Megami Tensei 5 or you know, there was a couple other ones. Actually, and another big one that people were freaking out about was Advance Wars, which, again, it's not a game that I'm really familiar with myself. Advance Wars 1 plus 2 is basically coming. It's like a remaster or whatever. It's coming later this year. So a lot of people were super excited about that. That's coming December 3rd. And again, I was watching the Treehouse Live after. It looks like a great game, but it's not a game that I actually played back in the day personally. And if I did, I sure don't remember it. And so, you know, for me, it's like it didn't have that effect on me personally. But even then, I seen the hype that was surrounding it. It looks like a cool game. And again, you know, whether you are into these games or not, whether you've played these games, whether you know what these games are, it was still some really nice announcements, some surprises, some announcements that really got people kind of hyped and whatnot, and all that. So let's just kind of go through it from the start. So we had the Smash Bros. Ultimate reveal, you know, kind of a Tekken crossover, which had a great trailer, by the way, throwing every character off the cliff and then Kirby at the end. I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but maybe you've seen it. I mean, it's not really much of a spoiler, but anyways. So we got that. They got announced, and they're going to be showcasing, you know, all the move sets and whatnot. When was it? I think it's in a couple days. I think it's like on the 18th or whatever. No, it's the 28th. It's going to be the 28th of June. So yeah, that was great. New Smash Bros. Character reveal. We only have one left to be revealed. They announced all the Life is Strange games are going to be coming over to Switch as well, including the new one. They announced Worms, what was it called? Worms Rumble, which is also coming. So there was a bunch of like kind of smaller games as well. You know, some other games that I wasn't super familiar with. But then they announced, of course, Super Monkey Ball. What was it? It was the Super Monkey Ball. It was like it's like the bundle, right, or whatever. I didn't play a lot of Super Monkey Ball back in the day. I apologize, but it was basically some of the older games remastered. For Nintendo Switch. Now that's not exclusive to Switch, of course, but you know, obviously Nintendo got to announce that. It was called Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, and it's coming out in October. So again, all these games that were getting announced are coming out this year, which is pretty exciting. And then there was a really kind of surprise special announcement for Super Mario Party, or not Super Mario Party, just Mario Party, which is Mario Party Superstars, which is basically the it's like a bunch of the best N64 era boards and mini games and whatnot. So it's kind of like, you know, top 100, but it's not really that. It's different, because top 100 was more focused on the mini games only, while this is, you know, obviously the boards as well. You're gonna be able to play like normal Mario Party, obviously. They announced, you know, online day one. They even announced a save functionality, which was pretty cool. So, you know, if for some reason you gotta, you know, quit mid-game, you could save it and pick it back up later, which was actually, you know, a really good feature if you think about it, right? So you don't have to, you know, you're not forced to finish the game. Sometimes you're having a good game, and you know, someone, you know, you just got to stop playing for the time being. You know, you got to come back to it for whatever reason. Something comes up, you know, whether you come back in like half an hour or maybe the next day or whenever. So that was really cool, and that's coming out this year as well in October 29th. So I thought that was a really special announcement. Now, obviously, Metroid Prime 4 is not ready to come out, but even then, we have a new Metroid game that got announced, Metroid Dread. It's a brand new Metroid 2, a 2D Metroid is what I meant to say, and it looks really good. They announced a brand new amiibo. Samus's armor looks crazy, by the way, in this game. I really love it. It looks absolutely incredible. So they announced Metroid 5, Metroid Dread, they're calling it, and it looks really cool. Again, they showed off a bunch of gameplay during Treehouse Live, and they announced 2 amiibos for it. You know, again, one of them is Samus, one of them is one of the new kind of robotic enemies they showed off, which I believe is called EMMI, E-M-M-I. It's like an abbreviation for something. So they announced that, and then there was a bunch of like third-party announcements and whatnot, you know, like Dragon Ball Z, Kakarot coming over to the Switch September 24th. You know, they quickly touched on or what is it called? Is this Super Mario Golf? I can't remember. Is it no, it's Mario Golf Super. I can't remember. There's too many supers and everything. Okay, I can't remember the title. Mario Golf. Anyways, it's coming out next week on the 25th, which is super exciting. Super Rush, Mario Golf Super Rush. It's coming out June 25th, which is super exciting. They had a brand new trailer for Monster Hunter Stories 2, which we've seen a lot of these trailers, but this one was brand new. And then on Treehouse Live, they showcased gameplay, our first real kind of, you know, in-depth gameplay look, which was really great. It looks phenomenal. Cannot wait for that game. And then, of course, announcing a brand new WarioWare. So you see what I mean? Like, there were so many different things, right? I mean, I don't want to just take you guys through every single announcement that there was, but my point of making mentioning all of these different games is there's a lot of surprises, right? Again, they announced Shin Megami Tensei 5, which got a lot of people excited. They announced a bunch of other kind of headlines, if you will, like Fatal Frame Maiden of Black Water, which looks really freaky, man, which is going to be available this year. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. Like, there was just so much. Mario plus Rabbids, of course, is coming. Mario plus Rabbids was announced during the Ubisoft presentation. They retouched upon that as well in here. So there's a lot. And then, of course, they gave a little bit of an update for The Legend of Zelda. Now, here's where I personally should have tamed my expectations. Here's where I got a little bit disappointed personally, because I was expecting more for The Legend of Zelda because it's the 35th anniversary. I'm like, oh man, this Nintendo Direct's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be it's gonna be filled with Zelda related stuff, which there was announcements. They talked about the expansion pass for Age of Calamity and details on the first kind of wave of that, which is gonna be available June 18th, which is just in a couple days, which is really cool. They quickly touched on Skyward Sword HD, which I'm really, really excited for. I cannot wait to get my hands on that, and we're going to be streaming it here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. And then, of course, they touched upon a brand new Game & Watch. Of course, they had a special little Game & Watch for Mario's anniversary, and now they have one for Zelda's 35th anniversary, which is going to include 3 games. Well, kind of 4, because there's Game & Watch Vermin, but technically 3 main actual Zelda games. You got the original Legend of Zelda, The Adventure of Link, and Link's Awakening as well as included. So you may know Link's Awakening from the kind of the remake, the remaster. I guess it was sort of a remaster. I don't know what you'd call it. That came out on Switch. Great game, beautiful. But this is, of course, the original that was on the Game Boy back in the day, and it's kind of like black and white. It's not really black and white. It's more like green and black and white kind of aesthetic. So that's really cool and really exciting. I already got my pre-orders in for that because it's kind of a cool little nice little neat Zelda kind of 35th anniversary thing to have. And then of course they ended it off with Breath of the Wild sequel, right? Talking about the fact that it's coming out in 2022, giving us a new trailer. Now here's the thing: when Aonuma was talking about the Game & Watch, there's a quote that I want to read you that kind of threw me off a little bit, because I was like, oh man, I'm like, does that mean we're not getting any more Zelda content for the 35th anniversary? Which is kind of surprising, because you'd think they would do more. I thought they would go all out. Maybe, again, that's my fault for expecting too much, or maybe he's just saying this for the time being. But if he is, I mean, I guess he's just lying through his teeth by saying this, because this is what he said. I wrote down the quote word for word because I wanted to remember it. He said, "While we do not have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned, we've been working on this Game & Watch system to help mark the occasion being Zelda's 35th anniversary." End quote. So, again, apparently they don't have any campaigns or other Nintendo Switch games planned. So campaigns, I would assume, like any kind of, special commemorative kind of like things like the Game & Watch, for example, or whatever else. So going off this quote, either he's lying to throw us off, or if he's telling the truth, then it's like, well, we literally have nothing else coming this year, which is super surprising, because there's been rumors about Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD, for example, which, I mean, to me, it's pretty much something that you would expect to come to the Switch, because we don't have, those are like 2 of the only games that haven't come to the Wii U, is Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD, that have come to the, what did I just say? What I meant to say, I don't know if this is what I said, but what I meant to say is ports from the Wii U to the Switch. Those are 2 of the only games, right? We've seen the majority of the first-party Nintendo titles come over to the Switch at this point. Like, think about it. We got Pokken Tournament Deluxe. We got, what else? We got Pikmin 3 Deluxe. We have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. We have, oh man, I'm drawing a blank right now. The Mario games, Mario 3D Worlds, New Super Mario Bros. U. We got so many of them, right? But Twilight Princess HD and Wind Waker HD are 2 of the only ones. So I'd be very surprised if those don't come. So again, maybe he's just saying that to throw us off, to keep it a surprise. Before he said that, I was thinking, okay, well, if they don't announce certain Zelda things in this direct, they'll save it for a special Zelda themed Nintendo Direct, as they did, you know, with the Mario stuff last year. But now the fact that he's saying this again, maybe he's just lying to throw us off. But I don't know. I never really heard Nintendo say something so, maybe my memory fails me, you can correct me, but so blatantly obvious, or straight to the point, unless it was actually true. So the point being is that for me, it was like, ah, man, you know, that kind of felt like a oof moment, you know, for me in the Nintendo Direct. But then at the end of the day, when I sat back and I thought about it, I thought, you know what? It was a great Direct. You know, for what it is, it was a great Direct. I would have loved to see some other stuff, you know, excuse me, something regarding Mario's Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary. I thought, you know, maybe we'd get a teaser at least for, you know, something upcoming with Donkey Kong. I don't know. I thought, you know, more Zelda stuff would get announced. So it's my fault for putting my expectations a little too high. It was still a great Direct, and I do think the ultimate conclusion and answer to the question of this video, I do think Nintendo won E3. I do think they had the best presentation. You know, a lot of the games are coming this year. There were a lot of great games, a lot of surprises. Excuse me, a lot of unexpected things like Mario Party Superstars. I was not expecting that at all. So a lot of things to get excited for, a lot of things to look forward to. And again, the Treehouse Live segment, I always love those segments. They showed off a lot of great stuff for the Nintendo Switch games that are going to be coming later this year. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff, man. We got a new Metroid. We got a Breath of the Wild sequel trailer. You know, we got the Zelda 35th anniversary kind of. Well, it's not 35th anniversary specifically, but to commemorate it, it's the Zelda Game & Watch. You know, we have a lot of stuff. You know, a lot of stuff that got announced, and it was a great Direct overall. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let me know if you think. Do you think there's still going to be more Zelda stuff coming? Do you think Aonuma's lying to throw us off? Or do you think he's telling the truth when he says they don't have any other campaigns or Nintendo Switch games planned? Because, oh man, I would be so sad if nothing else happens. I thought they were going to go a little bit bigger than that. I mean, it's still great to have Skyward Sword HD, and we have, you know, of course, the Game & Watch system and whatnot, Breath of the Wild coming 2022, but I thought they'd do a little bit more, man. I was hoping like maybe Nintendo Switch, or sorry, Triforce Heroes Online, or maybe, you know, at least a port of Twilight Princess HD, and or Wind Waker HD, or anything else like that. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys think there's still got more planned for Zelda's 35th, or if you honestly think that is it. And what did you think of the Nintendo Direct? Do you think Nintendo won, or did someone else win? Was it Xbox? Was it someone else? What did you think overall of this Nintendo Direct? Again, lots of stuff to look forward to. We're going to be covering it all here on the channel, so keep it locked. And if you want to check out my non-Nintendo gaming content, you can check out youtube.com/JSkeleton. Thanks for watching my very lengthy rant. Apologize, it was very lengthy. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of little discussion. And I'll see you guys soon in another one. Until then, my friends, game on. Again, thanks for watching.